The first show we're going to be talking about is Black Clover.
Okay, I'm gonna be fully honest with you. I'm like on the fence with this one. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
You watch this one?
Yes.
You seen this one?
Yep.
Okay. Is it just me? I'm sure you probably know what I'm about to say. Is it just me, or is the little kid main character annoying as hell the way he talks?
Yes.
I'm like, dude, tone it down a notch. Holy crap. I mean, when he's talking normally, just like we are right now, he's great. I can relate to him as a character, a great character. But when then he's like for normally, a solid just like 5 minutes is just screaming, shouting, and yelling every little thing that he's saying off the top of his head. I'm like, oh my god, shut up.
Yeah. So I had heard from another Twitch streamer that's also in the anime that it's a brand new that's a brand new voice actor, and like that's his first role. So my thing is that his fault or is that the director's fault? Because you got to give the okay for that many episodes to be all the same. So
yeah, but I mean, well, I'm not even blaming who's doing it. I'm just saying whoever's decision it was to make the character that way. Like, I get they want him to be like full of energy and just on it all the time. I mean, he is just moving and grooving and always doing stuff. Like, I get it, but they could have gone about it a different way than just making him like basically screaming everything he's saying every single second.
Yeah.
So, but aside from that, and this is what keeps me coming back and watching it, because you know me. If I have an annoying character, that almost immediately makes me want to just stop watching. The character is just that annoying. I'm like, I cannot stand him. Just like with Bahamut, that character, he annoyed the crap out of me, and I could not stand watching it because of that character. And he's right there with me on that. This character is so annoying. But the overall storyline and everything that's going on about it, I'm a fantasy buff. I love everything that's going on besides that. Everyone has magical powers. And this is an underdog story. These are the people that they don't think they're going to amount to much. They don't think much of them because they started at very humble beginnings. They were orphans, and now they have a chance to be, what do they call them? The Wizard King.
Yeah.
And whatnot, and you're rooting for them, and it's their accomplishments, just like with any underdog story, their accomplishments feel like your accomplishments. You feel great with them. You're like, oh yeah, definitely show them who's boss. The dude. Which episode are you on?
3.
Okay,
they walked up to the castle.
Oh, okay. Well, it's in the next episode. They start their I guess prelims as far as qualifying to be a magic knight or whatever, and one dude, it's typical because he has no magic powers other than the huge sword that he wields that comes out of nowhere. So during the prelims and tryouts, he's not doing much, obviously, because he can't. He doesn't have any magical powers. And then someone was like pretty much making fun of him, saying, oh, you're going to be a pushover, this, that, and the other thing. And he puts out like this ultimate defense where it's like he can shoot things as well as he's shielded all around. And he's like, try to do your best and get through, because he thinks he can't do anything. And then that's when he pulls out his sword and absolutely annihilates the dude. Yeah. But I mean, it's those situations like that. You're like, yeah, hell yeah, you showed him his buzz. And then he starts talking, and I'm like, shut up, please. Stop. Just shut up. Come on. You were doing so well. We liked you. Now we don't like you anymore. I don't know what to say. But, and visually, it's absolutely great the way they do, like, the first dude they came across with the chains, how they were, like, coming out of everywhere. I like that.
The chains were a little ugly, but I do like how it was laid out and everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as Handshakers, but as soon as that happened, I was like, oh. This looks like Handshakers.
It wasn't. And like I said, it wasn't like beautiful as in like I'm not talking about Bones quality like material here. I'm just saying as far as like how everything came out, and I'm like
subtle.
I'm right there.
It was subtle. It's subtle and stylistic.
It's subtle, and I appreciate that. If that's the direction that they're going in, I appreciate that. But yeah, it's story wise, I'm on board. I want to see them succeed. I want to see what happens. I want to see why he's got the Black Clover, which is, you know, unheard of or whatever for anyone to have. Black Clover Grimorum.
Yeah.
And then
Is it because it's a Black Clover, or is it because it's a 5-leaf clover?
I think it's both.
Okay, yeah.
Like there's never been, or there's rarely ever, like, well, I want to say the 4-leaf is a rarity. The 5-leaf Black Clover is like unheard of.
Yeah.
Because like everyone he's come across with has been like, what? What does he have? Why? What is this thing? And then all of a sudden he pulls out the giant sword, and they're like, oh crap.
I guess that's cool that nobody knows about it, because if everybody knew that it was like demonic powers, then I feel like everybody would be attacking him.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, it kind of seems like it is at the same time though. It's he's more actually, I don't know if it's more consciously or whatnot, but he's actually kind of controlling it, kind of.
Yeah.
So
Through
like
brute force.
Yeah, through sheer willpower, which shows you just how much sheer willpower he has. But you know, and I appreciate. Okay, so and I guess in that sense too, they kind of have a what is that old The Odd Couple type dynamic going on between him and the other guy, because him you have loud, annoying, obnoxious, brute force, strength, and everything. The other dude you have quiet, kind of more or less laid back to a point, brilliant, great magical powers, and everything. So it's, I guess they were wanting to go with a dynamic in between the two of those, where you don't
like
where
polar opposites
of each other, but they're still friends and everything, you know. So there's a lot I enjoy, and there's a lot I like about it, but there's also just the blaring, just, oh my god, just shut him up sometimes.
It's the air horn. They took the air horn out, everything would be awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like they're just like, burp! And I'm like, no, stop it, go back. That's not okay. We were doing fine before that, and now I'm just like, okay, fine. So yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, it's only the beginning of the show, so I don't really see it where it's going. I can see they're gonna get into the entry tournament and stuff like that, and they're gonna basically mow over the beginning of the competition, but then you'll start meeting other characters who they'll actually become friends with in the future, like most shonen go, and they'll have a tough time fighting against those, and they will end up like expanding the cast and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty interesting. If he calms down a little bit, then I'll be absolutely on board with the show. Even if he doesn't calm down a little bit, it's annoying, but I can get over that part.
I cringe every time I do it. I swear, I cringe every single time. I will say, it is shonen, so it's very predictable in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. You can already see where things are going to play out. And just like you were saying, in this next episode, they actually meet the heads of the 13 knight organizations.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones actually, like, they're, I guess, judging them, kind of seeing what they're worth, and then if they want to actually accept them into their whatever ones they're in, kind of thing. And I can already see where the loud, annoying, obnoxious one is, like, you meet his commander like pretty much right off the bat, and I'm like, yep, nope, he's definitely gonna go with him. I can totally see it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. The one he's going with, he's got to be like the outcast. The everyone's just like, oh, I don't want to go with him. He's just like, because like at one point he ran into him, and he bodily picks up the kid by his head and starts squeezing with one hand his skull, saying he's gonna crush him because he annoyed him.
Oh,
and I'm like, well, I get that. I'm like, totally get that. Trust me. But then at one point he reaches up and the kid grabs his arm, and all of a sudden you can see the muscles just bulge on his arms as he's like almost to the point where he can actually take his hand off of his head, and you can see the kind of a slight shock, surprised look on his face of going, oh, okay. Before all of a sudden everyone else showed up and he had to stop. So,
that's cool. I do like how it has that aspect of like, there's a TV show called The Voice, where it's like 3 like team leaders, and they have to like pick if they're gonna train them. That's kind of funny how
you and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I don't know. There's so many shows this season. It is on my list to finish, but because of the air horn, I may drop it for now and pick it up later on.
When you have a little more time,
Yeah.
focus on the ones you really want to watch instead
Yeah.
of the. Yeah, no, I get you. Because again, it's a struggle for me. Half time, I'm like, do I really want to put myself through this again? So, anyways, and it's the dynamics and relationships, the characters I enjoy. Not just, because you have the human interaction, but then the monster interaction with it.
There are these life forms, humanoid life forms, that are made out of gems. So, like, somebody's body would be made out of diamond, somebody would be